Hello everyone, and today under the clauses series we are going to start with adjective clauses. So in today's session I'll tell you how to identify the clause, what are its various functions and what are the different types of adjective clauses. So without wasting much time, let's start with the session. The word adjective means that it describes a noun or a pronoun. So in the same way, an adjective clause will also describe the noun or pronoun of the main clause. Now first thing here we have to do is separate it in main clause and the subordinate clause first. So the part which gives me complete meaning will be the main clause, like he is the man. This is the main clause here because it is independent. Come to the rest of the sentence. Whose purse has been stolen? Now, whenever we are identifying an adjective clause, first look at the noun before it, a noun or a pronoun. If this clause is telling me something about this noun, it is describing the noun or a pronoun, then it becomes an adjective clause. Whose purse has been stolen? The man's. So, the adjective clause is telling me about the noun man. Now, apart from this, there are ways in which the adjective clause works in a sentence. Let's look at that. Now, talking about its functions, an adjective clause may work as a subject to the principal clause or as an object to the main clause or principal clause, or also it can work as a complement to the main clause. Now let's see one example on each of these functions. What happens when the adjective clause acts as a subject to the principal clause? Now look here, the man who committed the theft has been punished. Let's first find out what is the main clause here. This is the main clause. Now in this main clause, the man, but about the man, I have some more information here, which is acting like the subject, because here it is qualifying the noun man. Which man is it? Who committed the theft? Now this entire thing, which is the adjective clause, so here adjective clause acts like a subject to the principal or main clause. Now take another example where the adjective clause acts like an object. Now in this case, God helps those. Now this is already a main clause. But here, what's the pronoun just before the adjective clause? It is those. Adjective clause is qualifying the pronoun those. But here it is acting like an object. Because the word help is passing on its action to whom? To those who help themselves. So here it is an object to the main clause. Now if you look at this example here, in the main clause, there is no verb as such, but the adjective clause here acts like a complement to it. Complement means some extra information. So here when the adjective clause is used to complement the person, the man, then in that case it is used as a complement of the noun or pronoun after which it is used. Now, if you want to introduce an adjective clause in a complex sentence, then you have to use certain conjunctions. So there are two basic categories of conjunctions, which are relative pronouns and relative adverbs. Under relative pronouns, you have who, whom, whose, which or that. And under relative adverb category, you have when, where and why. Let's have a look at 2-3 examples on each of these. Now, because adjective clauses use relative pronouns and adverbs, let's see first what is the difference between the two. As the name suggests, pronoun means it will qualify a noun or a pronoun before it. For example, I have finished the book which you bought for me. Now the conjunction which here is talking about the book, and the book is a noun here. So under this category, we have all those conjunctions which will qualify a noun or a pronoun. Now, if you look here, who, whom, whose, these three are used for persons. Which or that is used for things. But when we come to relative adverb category, the definition of adverb is that it has to qualify a verb or another adverb or an adjective. So look at this one. I do not know the shelf where the file is kept. Now, when I have used the conjunction where is a conjunction which will tell me about the place. So whenever a relative adverb is used in the adjective clause, like where, when or why, they will always qualify the place, time and reason. Therefore, there are two things that you have to remember. If an adjective clause has a relative pronoun, it means that it is qualifying a noun or a pronoun. But if the adjective clause has a relative adverb like where, when, why, then it is telling us about a place or a time or a reason. Now, when we are using this, in case of relative pronoun, I may even omit this relative pronoun. So even if I say I have finished the book you bought for me is also correct. But omission in case of adverbs is not possible. So by now we know that adjective clauses use relatives, a relative pronoun or a relative adverb. So based on this, adjective clauses are also called as relative clauses. And it is divided in two categories. One is defining relative clause or second one is non-defining relative clause. Now let's see how do we identify both of these types with examples. A defining relative clause will obviously describe the noun before it, but it will define it in such a way that it will set it apart from the rest of the class of that noun. For example, a doctor is a person who treats everyone. Now, who treats everyone is obviously the adjective clause where the conjunction who is used, which is a relative pronoun. But this is telling us something about the person. Now, a defining relative clause is always like this, that if I remove this clause, if I remove the adjective clause and just keep this much, a doctor is a person, it will not give me much information about what I'm talking about. Then the sentence will be a doctor is a person. Obviously, a doctor is a person, but what kind of person? Who treats everyone. So when we are using defining relative clause, we cannot separate it from the main clause. Because if we separate, then the noun used in the main clause will not give us proper meaning. On the other hand, a non-defining relative clause will define that noun which is already definite in the main clause. For example, my friend, who is a scientist, believes that human clones are possible. Now in this case, what is the main noun here? Friend. Now my friend believes in human clones are possible. Now this my friend is already a definite noun here. So if I have an adjective clause which tells me something about this noun already, which is already definite here, then it acts like extra information. So even if I try to remove this part, who is a scientist, even if I remove this, I still have some information about this noun friend. So for a non-defining relative clause, even if we remove them, we still can identify about whom we are talking, which is completely opposite to the defining relative clause. Now let's look at a few examples where we can join the two sentences using adjective clause and make them into complex sentences. Look here. I know the man, she wants to marry him. So when we join, what will become? I know the man whom she wants to marry. So this whom will tell us that it's an adjective clause qualifying the noun man, telling us about the man. Next, Kanchan was born in a village. Do you know its name? Let's make it. Do you know the name of village where Kanchan was born? Now again we are using a relative adverb here. Next, I lent you an umbrella. Please return it. Please return the umbrella which I lent you. So this is relative pronoun. I hope today you understood about the identification of adjective clause and what are its function and the types of adjective or relative clauses and why is it called a relative clause. That's all in this session, and in the next session I will bring up adverb clauses to you. Till then, take good care of yourself and wait for my video.